All right, guys, we're back with the Edison Format Finals. First, I'm going to do a special promotion for the Edison Battlezone Royale hosted by my own Epic Cards and Games, June 28th at 2 p.m. Registration will be open at 1 p.m. $30 entry fee with a couple of OTS packs for entering. Now let's go over the price board. First place, Secret Dad and Ultimate Colossal Fighter. Second place, Ultimate Armor Master and Ultra Chaos Sorcerer. Third place, Dual Terminal Bryonic. Fourth place, Ultimate Thought Ruler, 5th through 8, and a single-player Epic Cloth Playmat, and 2 Ghosts from the Past mini boxes. The address is also there. All right, so we have Yobani on the left playing Vayu Turbo. I know Yobani is known as the GB, one of the GB players, but he switched to Vayu, unfortunately. Well, it's Jimmy on the right playing Frog Hero. So Jimmy's got 1 win this year. What deck did he win? He went with Norlaris, so he would win with the second deck here, while Yobani has been in the finals a few times, but has yet to get that win. So we'll see if Yobani can get his first win on the channel. This tournament was just 3 rounds, single elimination. Now, we would have had a 4th round, but we saw round 2, Nam got pared down. There was only 3 undefeateds. We play out until there's only 1 undefeated. And yeah, Nam lost. Otherwise, we would have had a 4th round. All right, so Jimmy goes first. Summon Swap, send Treeborn. Another classic Edison matchup, Vayu versus Hero Frogs. All right, so Yobani starts off with Charge, mills Bottomless, Caius, and Card Trooper. So it looks like Yobani's on the charge of the Light Brigade, which I hardly ever draw dead, so I'm not going to... I think that card is worth it. All right, here comes Arma. So what's he going to send? Necro, Plague... Probably Necro, especially if he has another Caius in his hand. Okay, so it looks like he's going to send Plague. I also entered this tournament. I actually lost to Yobani in the mirror match. We had a good match. I forgot how I lost though. All right, so now Yobani sets to Standby Treeborn. Let's see what Jimmy can do. And we got I'm almost certain these two are gonna play in the Edison Battlezone Royale coming up this weekend. And then we have the PPG, the Pro Play Games Edison Tournament 2-day event next week. And then the NAWCQ the week after. So I'm gonna be a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh coming up for me. All right, now Jimmy sets a monster and passes back to Yobani. Let's see what Yobani can do. You could Goyo the Treeborn if you want. I don't know if it's worth it, but at least you lock him out of Treeborn. Depends on the rest of your hand as well. Let's see how Yobani plays, because he is still kind of new to this deck. Again, he's been playing mostly GBs. So he tops for Plague. Oh, he has a Necro Garden in his hand. I just saw it. He put the Necro on top. Okay, so he goes for Brio. This is actually not bad, especially if you have a Vayu and a Sirocco. So put the set monster back on top. Oh, I have 3 dorks. Maybe you're better off putting the Treeborn. No, I don't think it matters. But let's say Jimmy set a Dupe Frog. You can at least stop him from Treeborn, bringing back Treeborn. But he's going to search a Swap Frog anyway. All right, so he attacks him for 28 and 23, leaving Jimmy at 15. Depending on those back rows, not looking too good for our boy Jimmy. Jimmy, the 2-time world's competitor. Oh, the deck dev. So he's going to draw phase, deck dev. So he gets rid of swap. Oh, if he had deck dev, did it change? Then should he have attacked? What happened? I guess they maybe got into a dispute on when he's going to bring it back. Yeah, probably Yomari told him he's chaining it to the effect. Oh, man, he nailed almost his entire hand. You know what's crazy? Actually, Jimmy and I were test playing. We tested like 2 matches. And I decked him for 5 also game 1. His hand's not bad. Rise Up, Miracle, Soul Exchange, E-Call. So That's why, like, if you guys who maybe came to the live stream, I was playing Frog Hero, and my Frog Hero deck, because I haven't really played Frog Hero since YCS Anaheim last year. It's been 6 months, and the Vayu lists have completely changed. Like as you can see here, Yobani's main decking deck dev, maybe two. It's becoming a staple, at least one in most Vayu decks. So I think if you're gonna play Frog here, like we saw, I forgot the guy's name. They topped YCS Houston, two of those guys. I think it was Dirk Wagner. Forgot the other guy's name. Wagner and yeah, I forgot the other guy's name. They were playing Frog Hero without the dupe frogs because they were like kind of not trying to lose the deck dev. And I think that's I still play one dupe in my Frog Hero deck. Just to I can have the option to go get it, but I think two is not worth it anymore. Alright, anyways. Yeah, Soul Exchange Rise. Yobani might lose this game. Alright, so he reveals for deck dev. Standby Tree Bomb. He still got Miracle. He still got E-Calls. What did he draw? Yeah, he had Miracle, E-Call in his hand. Tribute the Treeborn, or he's thinking about it. Tribute the Treeborn. Oh, he dripped another Ryza. Oh, man. But Yobani had the Mirror Force. But now, it's Necro. You can slam down that Miracle and E-Call. Yeah, this is GG. E-Call for Stratos. And you have Heavy Storm too. Yeah, this is game. E-Call, Stratos, Search. This crazy. Jimmy got deck depth for 5, and it didn't matter. Like I said, it doesn't hurt Frog Hero that bad. They can play out of it. It's not like deck dev is just a blowout against Forg. Here comes a Miracle. So he has to fuse with his Stratos. Why didn't he bring back his Treeborn? Should have. It would have been an extra bit of damage. I also only play one Treeborn in my main deck. Okay. See, now he's going to bring back the Treeborn. Now it's at 3,000 Ab Zero. Rotas for junk. Oh, yeah. This is probably game. Junk. Bring back Swap. And you're probably just going to poke him. Yep. I believe Jimmy's on 2 junk. Because when he and I we were test playing, and he was kind of like... And I saw him summon 2 junks against me. This was a couple of days ago. Alright, bounce back the junk and pass. Oh, he's got 2 spells, so no Gores. Yobani's at 13. He's still got Necro. So he's going to blind Allure. People always draw Dark. Yeah, he did. Just one time, I wish people would brick on Allure. Alright, so he flips up Dust Shoot. So it's Heavy, Junk, Instant Fusion. That card I don't like, the Instant Fusion. I told Jimmy it's like... Yeah, he picks up his cards. Didn't matter. I kind of look at Instant Fusion like... It's kind of like a worse version of Prodigy. Like, it's insane when you go... We can use it with Substitute, but... Yeah, I don't like it. I told him I would only play that card if I played Diva. Anyway, Jimmy takes game 1. 1 win away for getting his 2nd win this year. Alright, Yobani's going first. Sets a back row, summons Arma, and let's see what he's going to send. Sends Vayu. Yeah, no, he sends Plague. Okay. Sends Plague. Decides to set 2 back rows. Kind of weird because he set 1. Okay, so Trap does shoot. Oh, Jimmy's hand is not that good, but at least he has Gores. So it depends on the rest of Yobani's hand. Now, you could send back the dupe if you can't answer it. You could send back the Gores. It just depends. He chose the dupe. Okay, so he left them with Treeborn, Gores, enemy controller, Soul Exchange, Mirror Force. Okay, that's interesting. So now Jimmy's going to set, but you still got to play around the Gores. Heck, you could make Goyo and take the Treeborn. Yeah. Then like, oh, he had Dinah. Okay, that makes sense. This is why he chose the Dupe Frog, because he can just, this turns off his Treeborn and his Gourd. So he had the Dinah in his opening hand. Yep, makes sense. So now, well, the only thing is Jimmy needs to top deck a Monarch. But it looks like he did not draw a Monarch. But he has like 5 cards he can draw. He still has Mirror Force. See, this is why I don't like Mirror Force and D Prison to out Dinah. And I see everyone side in D Prison. And they're just going to switch to Dinah to defense. Well, they're never going to attack you with Dinah. That's why I don't get why people consider D Prison an out and Mirror Force an out to Dinah. I don't side it in my Frog Hero deck. I'd rather have Soul Exchange or Book of Moon, Chalice, Soul Taker, whatever. Breaker can at least attack over it, or DD Assailant. But like D Prison and Mirror Force, I don't consider them outs to Dinah, because they're just not going to attack you. They're just going to switch to the defense mode. But I still see people do it. I still see everyone siding D Prison in Frog decks. Alright, so, oh, that was a good draw. But you know he's got Mirror Force, so I guess you can half the sub. Okay, he's trying to nail the Mirror Force. Oof. Oh, wow, he nailed the Mirror Force. I think it's a 50-50 shot. No, see, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't risk it. Yeah, I would have just... I wouldn't even have bothered attacking with the Dinah. That card is in case he drew... Do we know what he drew into, though? Maybe I'm missing something. Does he know all his cards? No, he drew a card for his turn, but Jimmy picks up his cards. All right, so Yobani forces the third game. Will he pull off the Legacy 2 and finally get that first win on the channel? Game 3. Yobani got really close in I think he made the finals like two times in Tengu format. Is this his first final in Edison? I think it is. At least on camera. Yeah, maybe on camera this is his first final for Edison. Alright, so he summons Kaiku, attacks Jimmy for 18. Set 1, pass. Yeah, sometimes you'll catch Frog players off guard with Kaiku. Instant Fusion. Okay, let's see how good this card is, because this card I'm not a fan of. Also, I don't want to pay 1,000 life points. I'm not saying it's bad, but like I told Jimmy, because I was playtesting to get some the other day, and I saw him use that card. He really loves that card. And I told him I would only play it if I played Diva. Because it gives you access to like... I mean, I guess you can use it with Junk as well, but I think it's better with Diva. So here comes Heavy. Chained Spiritual Water Art. Okay, so I want to talk about this here in a second. So it's a deck dev. So he looks at his hand. It's Heavy, Dark Armed, deck dev, and Dinah. So you probably have to get rid of the Dinah. Yeah. So going second against Frog Hero. No, Yobani's going second, so he kept in the Heavy Storm. I still sided out, but I know some people like to keep in Heavy against Frogs, but against especially Frog Hero, but I wouldn't. A lot of the times it's going to be dead. MST, sure, but not heavy. Especially if I'm going first. But luckily, this game, Yobani was going second. So I could see the argument. Now, as far as Spiritual Water Art, it actually ended up it's actually not that bad here because Jimmy got the Dinah out of his hand. But me, personally, when I play Frog Hero, I only side that trap. I side that trap card, but I only side it against decks like Lightsworn, Dragon Turbo, or the Mirror. Like, I'm not going to side deck that card against Vayu Turbo because my goal, when I play a deck, when I'm playing Frog Hero, and I'm playing against Blackwing or Vayu Turbo, My goal is to stop because they're gonna cite in all this hate for frogs. So my goal is just to counter that stuff, like Breaker, Soul Exchange. I don't care about ripping cards out of their hand, but it worked out here because he nailed the Dyna. All right, now that I'm done yapping, let's see. Let's see what Jimmy can do. It looks like he's just not seeing his engine. I played a lot of Frog Hero, so I think Frog Hero and Vayu, like I just know the hands so well because I've played those decks so much. So I know the way, like I've seen so many opening hands for both those decks. Blackwing's not as much. All right, so he special summons Swap Frog. Sends the second Treeborn. Tribute for Malicious Edge. Pierces his Alias. And does he have Miracle? You know his back row's Deck Dev, right? 43 to 66. All right, so Jimmy's left with one card. Let's see, so he attacks. Yeah, not looking good for Jimmy. He needs to draw a Monarch, but he has a lot of outs. He needs to draw a Monarch or a Miracle, which he probably plays, or a Junk. Is Junk okay? Yeah, Junk's not bad. Yeah, Junk's pretty good here, so Jimmy has a ton of outs. Jinzo? Oh, no, Jimmy, not Jinzo. Oh, no. Not Jinzo, man. He's just gonna go to that. Oh, Greffer? Okay. Is he gonna take the Jinzo? I mean, that's a deck dev. If only he could deck dev that Jinzo. Alright, standby tree board. Jimmy, not Jinzo, man. Okay, Breaker, but you like, yeah, this is just GG. Luckily, Jimmy, who's at 2000 and who's at 66? Yeah, Jimmy, I think, is picking up his cards. So, Legacy 2-0 from Yobani, and finally gets his first win on the channel. Another win for Vayu. So, congrats to Yobani. Yeah, would Jimmy have one of that card? I just think he didn't see. Did he see any Monarchs? No Monarchs, no Miracle. That, like, I know that's one of the flaws of the Frog Hero deck. Like, with the Frog Hero deck, I think it's probably the most powerful. Well, out of the big three, when it draws like all three engines, it's probably the best deck. Game one, at least. When you have to see like your Frog engine, one or two Monarchs and a Miracle, the deck's insane. But then there's times when you see all Monarchs or no Frogs or all Heroes, and that's just one of the flaws of the deck. I'm not saying it's a bad deck. It's one of the best decks for a reason, but it has its flaws. Every deck has its flaws. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that finals. If you haven't already, please consider joining our members only. I'm uploading a couple of extra videos a week on mostly DB replays. Only $2.99 a month. Also, I have a coupon code for 5% off Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles and product at Epik Cards and Games. My code is my first and last name, Oscar Zelaya, one word, all caps, and all that stuff is in the description. See you guys next time.